We're just a whole Fox 10 family of hard workers, aren't we?
Me here is a hard worker. There she is.
Yay!
Yes, I got Isabel over here.
Oh,
Isabella.
Hey, in the house.
Yes.
Isabel,
Full
not
house.
Isabella. It's Isabel, right? I can't see.
Yeah.
Isabel.
Isabel.
Yeah,
So,
just
hey,
no
Isabel.
Her name.
I know. No, one L, no A, and get it right. If you're watching us on YouTube, please join in. Got a lot going on today, as we did yesterday. Should we start with the fires? That's
I
kind
think
of
that's
what
the
you're
big
covering
story
today.
today.
The big
yeah.
one,
right?
Yeah.
Actually, if we could pull up Rim 6 real quick, you can see that's a live look at the Grand Canyon, the North Rim. Really, really, really smoky conditions up there as two wildfires are burning. We got the Dragon Bravo fire and then the White Sage fire. Nicole, you were covering the White Sage one yesterday.
Yes.
Some of the evacs there.
Yeah, so I actually just got off of a Zoom interview with Dolores Garcia with the Bureau of Land Management. She gave me an update. Sadly, overnight, all of the conditions that we talked about yesterday just continued to work against the crews. So now we're looking at a doubling of the fire in terms of acreage. It's now 40,000. The good news is she said there's no new communities that are affected. Evacuations have stayed stable, which of course is priority number one, right? Is who's affected. But those crews have their work cut out for them. And she said that right now it's just the shoulder season, as she called it, that they warned people about. This caused by lightning. It wasn't caused by any humans, but it's just that reminder. It's a recreational area up there that, you don't want to be that person that starts a new one. And that's what they're kind of concerned about right now is if there's no moisture, the humidity stays low at night, that we could be looking at a new start if any sort of lightning or anything hits that area.
And we had a resort or a hotel?
Yeah, so
or
the
what
Jacob
was it?
Lake Inn we talked to yesterday, it's threatened over a century, family owned for over a century, just one of those really great establishments, really popular. It was under threat from it currently is too, but it does seem like that direction, the southern direction of the fire is kind of holding. It's that northern and eastern movement. But the way she described it, she said the winds are just crazy. They're moving in all different directions. So you can't really say anything is out of the way at this
we
point.
lost another. Something burned down.
Yes.
What
So
was that?
so now we'll take it down to the Dragon Bravo fire, which is burning like 30 miles. As of yesterday, it was about 30 miles south of the White Sage. Not sure exactly the distance now that things have changed a little bit.
But this is like right on the Grand Canyon.
This is right on the North Rim. And sadly, the Grand Canyon Lodge, which is the only lodging on the North Rim, within the park for people, so you can imagine hugely popular, booked out. I was talking to my parents about this, and actually they're traveling to northern Arizona in September. We're looking at the lodge. They were like, it's totally booked out. So they are going to stay at the Jacob Lake Inn. And so, just like some of these really historic, beautiful, meaningful places for people, not only in northern Arizona, but people who travel from all over the world to see this wonder of the world.
And that one is gone.
That one is gone. The Grand Canyon Lodge is gone.
Yeah, I believe we actually have some photos we can share through. We can pull that up, Ashley. If you guys want to take a look, I mean, just some of the people posting on Facebook. I mean,
there's so many. And look at that. It's devastating.
The flames going through. I mean, it's torched.
And there's no good news with this, but the silver lining, I think, is that this lodge was destroyed by fire in, I believe, the 20s or 30s, and it was rebuilt. So, that's the silver lining, is that things like this can be rebuilt. There were elements of the former lodge that were able to be used to construct the current one that just burned down. So hopefully they'll be able to do that again. We know people love our parks, so hopefully that, support is there. But right now, just the focus is how devastating that is, and making sure that, people that are in that area get out if they need to. It sounds like evacuations have been very stable and very efficient, but
we don't know of any injuries or deaths at all.
We haven't heard about anything. I just checked in with the Bureau of Land Management. She said that there haven't been any issues with the crews that are out there as far as any injuries, which is great too. We got to think about them. But just two fires that don't seem to be giving up at all right now.
This photo actually just was dropped a few minutes ago from Grand Canyon National Park.
Oh, wow.
That is the remnants of the Grand Canyon Lodge. That firefighter standing right next to it. I mean, it's down to the foundation.
And Terrible. That they really tried to save something like that. That just
absolutely
speaks to
An icon
how big and tough and strong and fast this fire is.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I know that we talked briefly about this. Oh my gosh. And the visitor center burned down. So, I mean, that's where you go if you're going to a park to get like some of those, pins and your hats and all of the souvenirs that are actually from the national park that benefit the park system. That's where you're going, is that visitor center. And now that's gone too. We talked yesterday a little bit about that chlorine. There was a water treatment facility that burned down, and there was a chlorine gas leak. So that's another concern. Yeah. So that's another concern. So now you're thinking about that being out in the air. So just
problem with chlorine too is it's a gas that really hugs the ground.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily when you think like, hey, the fire's going to be in the way and this is going to kind of go up in the air and burn off. That's not what happens with chlorine.
It's going to take some time.
Really hug.
Yeah. So just a lot of things that are really still in the early stages right now. And I think that's another thing that people I've talked to really want to stress is that right now, the crews on the ground are working to get some containment. I mean, the White Sage Fire has zero containment right now.
Yeah.
And so that's priority number one, making sure people are safe, trying to save these structures. Unfortunately, wasn't able to happen with this Dragon Bravo fire. But right now, they're in the thick of it still. They're still trying to get this under control in any shape or form.
That shot right there looks like Armageddon.
I know.
And you have to know, they clearly know about defensible spaces and how to protect their place, and it still wasn't enough. I just go back to thinking how powerful that fire must have become.
I don't know if you guys have been out during like a wildland firefighter attack, like when they're doing stuff or a controlled burn, but one of my previous lives, when I worked with the U.S. National Parks and Wildlife Service, we would go out and do some coverage with different forest services when they would do controlled burns. But the amazing thing about that, when you're out watching them do it, is just the wall of heat that you feel so far away even from the burn. I mean, it's not like a campfire when, you go out and you're a few 100 feet away from it. I mean, it is... You just feel it. It's intense and it's penetrating where you really can't move in doing it. So these guys and gals, these wildland firefighters that deploy out to it, just amazing heroes.
Oh, they're heroes and they are so tough. I mean, they are out there in some of the worst elements, like you said. Another thing I wanted to bring up that I just talked to Dolores with Bureau of Land Management about was these burn scars, because we talk about these burn scars from previous fires. And I think a lot of times people think, oh, it's getting near the burn scar, that's going to slow it down. That is only the first couple of years after a fire happens. And she explained that to me because she said the mangum fire that's up there in the territory of the White Sage Fire, it's moving into that burn scar. And that's not helping anything because what's there, that happened in 2020. It's been 5 years. What's there now is some of that shrub and vegetation that'll just catch fire right away. So burn scars are a good thing for the first couple of years. But then after that, there's new growth there.
And they wreak havoc with flooding and all those other things that happen later.
Yes. So you can't always think, oh, it's approaching a burn scar. That means it's going to slow down. That isn't the right way to think about it for people at home. Just think about the fact that it's starting to grow back a little bit.
I can be a little pessimistic at times.
Yeah.
But I say that by...
You?
This is shocking. This is breaking news.
Well, what I consider realism, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, I think we might be due for a big one. I mean, I was here back in the day where we had, it seemed like one every other summer.
Like the wildfire
kind of a big
and stuff.
wildfire. You never know where it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. But it seemed like we probably a lot due to humans protecting what they needed to protect ahead of time, but it just seemed like it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen somewhere sometime.
Yeah,
I hate to say it.
I know, and I feel like we talk about this. We were covering the Greer fire just a couple of months ago, and that community is still thinking about the Wallow fire. Like these communities are sometimes haunted by things. The communities up near White Sage haunted by the Mangum fire that burned 70,000 acres in 2020. I mean, these communities, it's not like this is new for them either, but it doesn't matter when it starts all over again. It's a new threat. It's new evacuations, and really just thinking about those people north of the Grand Canyon, and it's just so devastating.
And is this just the new norm we live in? I mean,
Right.
it's dry, hot, windy. How do you fight that? How do you know you can't be everywhere at the same time, ready to stamp out the
Right.
latest spark?
Yeah, and especially
everywhere
when
you go?
it's caused by something like lightning.
Right.
I mean, you cannot control Mother Nature.
And she was talking about the lightning to me yesterday.
Yeah.
It was kind of dry lightning. You know, there's no moisture with it. You think it's
Yeah.
a rain cloud? No, not necessarily. It's just a lightning bolt.
Yeah, and that's what she said their fear is right now, is if that continues and there's like, we've had some rumblings that maybe there could be some monsoon type weather later this week, potentially, maybe. We'll see. I don't know.
Well,
but she said that might not help because
Yeah.
if it's dry lightning, it's not going to be a good thing.
Well, that and the other thing that comes to mind too is when you have these areas that were really devastated by wildfires, you have that period where you do have a burn scar, and then you get the heavy monsoon
Yes.
rains, and then you get the flash
And that's not
flooding, you
good.
get the mudslides.
And what do you grab if you have to evacuate your
know.
house? What
It's
do
a
you
great
take?
question.
Other than the people, of course, but what do you take? I mean, you kind of got to think that through if you live in a danger zone like that, right?
They have those Firewise communities. They hand out these like baggies that you can put just like your important documents, things
Yeah.
like that you want. Like we have a fireproof. I don't know how how fireproof it is. Hopefully, I never have to find out. But
Right.
a lockbox in our apartment that has like our passport, our birth certificate, those important documents. But you think about it, what else do you have time? You don't have time.
No,
You don't have time. You got to go. Like when
don't.
it goes from set to go, sometimes that happens extremely quickly.
That's a good point. Documents, number one, and then
Anything breathing.
anything breathing, number two, in that order. Just kidding.
Yeah.
And then, but you have to think
Some
that through ahead of
keepsakes,
time.
but a lot of times, people might keep their keepsakes outside. You don't want your keepsakes in a lockbox. You want to
Right.
have them like out displayed
Yeah.
and stuff. So what do you grab then?
And how much time
it's
do
so
you
hard.
trying to take grandma's old clock off the
Yeah.
shore? I don't
Yeah.
know.
It
Yeah.
kind of feels like some of these things might not be replaceable, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know, as long as
yesterday-
you're living with your life.
In our story last night, the Jacob Lake Inn, that's a fourth generation family member that I spoke to, and she was in tears.
Yeah.
Oh, she broke my heart talking about that door jam with all
Yeah,
of their
I know.
heights on
Good
it. She
point.
just took a video because she's like, I can't take the door jam. I can't take the door. So she took this video, and she's like, that's what we have if it burns down, is that visual. Ugh.
All right, story tonight at 5.
We're going to talk at 5. We're actually talking to a gentleman who is a tour guide in the Rim and River area of the Grand Canyon National Park. Loves it. And put this really sentimental post up. So we're going to chat with him, and then we're going to gather hopefully some other stories. If you're out there.
All right. Yeah. Hey, you're watching Fox 10 Talks. I'm Trenton Hooker, Brian Webb. Blake Neiman.
Yay, Blake.
In the house, man.
Good to be with you guys.
Love it.
Poor Blake was minding his own business
Yes.
in the sports department. He thought he was safe
Right.
from Fox 10 Talks, but you're never really safe.
Brian Webb shows up, grabs. Come on,
Blake.
let's go.
You're on.
Hey, always happy to come on and talk some ball for sure.
He's our new employee. We got to abuse him a little bit. Our newest hire.
Hey,
really
you got to
wanna
get
say
that
that?
rookie treatment, right?
Yeah, he's just having, yeah, exactly right.
Far
Exactly
from
right.
it. You've been on a roll, man.
Yeah. You're miles ahead of where I was at that age. I'll tell you that much.
I'm feeling blessed for sure.
What's going on? You just got back from Dallas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Frisco, Texas, ASU at Big 12
AT&T
Media Days.
Stadium?
No, so it was the Cowboys practice facility.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it could literally be a stadium. It's
Right. Yeah,
unbelievable.
Right. Spared no expense.
Yeah, just it's like a stadium, but it's a practice field. I mean, Jordan Tyson, one of ASU's wide receivers, said he played one of his high school playoff games in the practice field. Just goes to show you,
Right.
Jerry Jones kind of money.
Right.
But no, it was a great experience, and it was just so interesting to see the contrast from a year ago. The Big 12 Media Days were in Las Vegas the year before, and to see not many people approaching ASU athletes or ASU coaches or Kenny Dillingham for that matter to this year. They couldn't get released.
The bell of the ball?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Sam Leavitt, ASU's quarterback, did 26 something interviews, if not more. It was just nonstop. Those guys were just getting pulled in every which direction, and it's just to see that in just a 365-day span, complete black and white difference from a year ago, goes to show what Kenny Dillingham is building so far. And I mean, everyone's talking about how Cam's got to be. How are they going to replace him just with what all he brought last season? And it's going to be throughout the offense. It's not just going to be one back. The ASU has some running backs that are coming back, some younger guys. Kanye Udo comes in from Army. He was running back at Army. Then Kyson Brown is coming back. But I think it's going to be more spread throughout quick game offense. I think it's going to be Sam Leavitt being more like, if you think of the Oregon Ducks, very high pace, very quick game, offensive oriented, and that is in both Kenny Dillingham's background, who was the OC at Oregon before he got the job at ASU, as well as Marcus Arroyo, their offensive coordinator, who also was the offensive coordinator at Oregon before Kenny Dillingham was there. So lots of good guys around Sam Leavitt, Jordan Tyson, and this offense to make it continue to produce at a high level, even without a guy like Scat in the backfield.
And let's face it, that's more fun to watch than defensive struggle, right?
I mean, it's the new age West Coast style
West
offense for sure.
So with that mindset, did you get any reading on Dillingham, how he's feeling? Where, I mean, obviously last year being pulled last, they showed we nowhere near that.
So
Best in
what's
conference.
funny is they eliminated the poll. They eliminated the preseason poll because Arizona State quite literally broke the system.
Wow.
Because going from first to last, they were like the way Brett Yormark, the Big 12 commissioner, worded it is that ASU being picked to finish last season kind of put what he felt was like a shadow or a cloud over ASU, and kind of this narrative that they weren't going to be very good, and prohibited the Big 12 from potentially having multiple teams in the college football playoff. So now he's trying to eliminate that poll entirely to not make it preseason speculations or expectations and have this national narrative around different teams, and just let it to be a blank slate, and whatever teams from the Big 12 rise to the cream of the crop, hopefully in his eyes they'll get multiple teams into the playoff.
Fair enough.
It's a reasonable thing to do.
I was going to say, what do you think about that?
I mean, I think it's always fun to have preseason expectations, and I think honestly teams would like to have that expectations of being picked. I think Arizona State fueled off that. That was kind of their fuel their entire season of being picked to finish last, that chip on their shoulder, which is what Kenny Dillingham has fought so hard against this spring. Specifically, the first day of spring ball of this spring, Kenny Dillingham is blaring "We Are the Champions" by Queen on repeat. I'm not joking.
I guess that's where his psychology is.
He played it, literally reverse psychology. He played it for 2.5 hours straight on repeat. I'm not joking.
Wow.
The entire practice. And it's just to get it into the heads of his players, like, people are going to be telling you how great you are every single day, going to say you're the best thing since sliced bread. You're the best thing since Jake Plummer, Pat Tillman. You're going to be saying all these amazing things about you. How are you going to block that out and still have the same approach that you did when we were 3-9 and no one expected us to do anything and no one knew anything about Arizona State football? So that's kind of the approach that Kenny Dillingham's been having. I mean, Robbie Baker, me and him did an interview with him there, and Robbie asked him, like, do you like going around Big 12s and everyone telling you how good you are? He was like, no, I hate it. I mean, I despise it. And like, on one hand, it's good for the program. It brings a lot of attention. You got to have hype to attract recruiting and good things, but you also got to combat the complacency and the battle you can get in with high caliber programs is guys thinking they're bigger than coaching or bigger than, especially with money being involved now. So it can alter egos for sure.
Wow.
Can I ask you about some of that? Have you heard any numbers floating around?
Of ASU athletes specifically? I have not heard anything about the payouts specifically for specific players. But what I have heard is that the majority of the money that ASU will be allocating in this new revenue sharing model that got put in place on July 1st. So July 1st, the House v. NCAA settlement case makes it possible for schools, for those of you who aren't aware, $20.5 million of revenue generated by the school / athletic department can then be paid directly to athletes. So this wouldn't be the smartest thing to do, but a school could go out and get this big time transfer portal guy, quarterback, or a high caliber 5-star recruit and potentially pay him like $10 million alone. Now that wouldn't be smart, but they can do that.
They can do that.
So like quarterbacks, a college quarterback who's a starter in college football now is bare minimum probably making $2 million in straight. and getting straight paid directly in this new model.
Filtered through the school.
Paid directly. Now, the separate part of that is there's a differentiation between that and what's called NIL, name, image, and likeness.
Right.
So the NIL aspect of it, it's getting more regulated now to where it's not just donors throwing money at kids whenever they want. It has to actually have a business intent, has to actually be for marketability. So it has to go through a third party, and this has to be like actual brand representation. Like if you, for example, say one of ASU, say Sam Levitt had like a deal with like Nike or something, he would have to be endorsing Nike through actual ads and things like that. And it wouldn't just be, oh, we're just throwing a wad of cash at you.
But then we're back to policing. How do they police that? Like back in the old day, real quick.
Good question.
How does this quarterback? He got a new car last week. How'd that happen? That was the old days.
Yeah, he's been spending his weekends up at one of the donors' vacation homes.
Yeah. Anyway, so how do you do that?
Good question. So there's a clearinghouse now. It's called NIL Go. So for any third-party NIL deal for any athlete, it has to go through this clearinghouse called NIL Go of anything more than $600. So anything $600 or more, this has to go through this clearinghouse and make sure it is for business intent and that meets all the right requirements. So they're trying to regulate it more. Again, the blue blood programs are going to prosper due to their marketability and their surrounding businesses and entities that are connected to them. With Oregon, like they have Nike in their backyard. So they're going to have that brand connected to them, making it easier for athletes to have those NIL deals, connections, and ultimately want them to be attracted to their school. But ASU, Kenny Dillingham, Graham Rossini, ASU's AD have made the point, like, Phoenix is a metropolitan area. It's one of the largest growing cities in the country. His motto has always been activate the valley and trying to bring local businesses. And he was touching on this on a podcast of like, how do we tap in to the guy who is not from here, who's a wealthy guy from Chicago who moved to Paradise Valley, and have him care about ASU football?
Good point.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's tapping into not just the diehards who have been ASU fans since day one. It's tapping into the wealthy people. A paradise for some people to retire.
And nobody's from here, really. I mean,
right. Yeah. And so then how do you tap into those people to help resource your program?
Very smart.
So that's the way he's thinking about it.
So I'm thinking this through right now, but college players have the potential to make more. With all of this
it is becoming more and more and more common for athletes who are especially later on in their college careers and don't have much high NFL upside first. Like if you're not going into the first round as a quarterback right now, it's probably your best bet to stay in college.
Yeah. Interesting.
Because as the first round goes on, if people don't know, from pick to pick in the first round all the way to the second, millions of dollars come off the table.
Yeah.
Right.
So like the difference between a top 10 pick and the 30th pick in the first round is substantial. It's like multiple millions of dollars. So it's, if you're going to be making that in the college as opposed to going to the NFL, like why would you leave it? So if you have eligibility left, a lot of guys are exhausting that more and more and more.
Important point, because for a while there, the thought was this is going to kill, or that with all these people leaving college, like one and done stuff,
right?
It could kill college athletics. But maybe this is a way to reverse that.
It's making it more incentivized for guys to stay in school, especially on the football aspect of it, because if you're a junior let's say you're a junior quarterback and you projected like a late second round pick. Okay, what if I stay another year? I get paid $5-something million, and then I go be a first rounder next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like why would I leave right now to go be a second rounder when I could stay, make more money than I would make in my rookie deal if I went right now, and then go get more money by staying and more money after that by getting drafted in the first round. So,
wow.
You know who's an ASU fan? Ashley Gomez. Right?
Well, okay,
You've been to some games?
Straight.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what bothers me is that I graduated from ASU 2023. They got better after.
Yeah.
I left,
Yeah.
which
Right.
gets me so upset because I went to so many games where it was so hot.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I doing here? I'm trying to support my team.
But it's 120 and it's halftime and they're losing by 30 points.
Yep.
Well, props to you. You don't sound bitter at all.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Well, luckily, Kenny turned that ship around quick. So
The new Ashley Gomez was
Not
gone.
quick
And
enough.
like, let's get this
Don't
going.
cross Ashley Gomez. That's what I just learned.
Yep. But hey, they are better, so that's all.
Forks up.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for
How
I
does
don't know. How do you
how
do
does
that?
The hand signal go?
Is it that's
it's like with your ring finger.
ring finger down?
There you
Oh
go.
my gosh, I'm
There we
such
go.
a fake ASU outfit.
Yeah,
I feel
know.
like this is a show to learn it. But,
I think we just outed who really thought she was a
Yeah,
fan,
exactly.
but maybe wasn't a fan.
Ouch. Wow.
We're done. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming in, man.
Only thing I think with those student athletes, get a good tax attorney.
Yes.
Good call.
You got to surround yourself with good people.
Yeah.